Stamp Act sparks pre-revolutionary unrest in Boston. The Declaration of Independence, then war, with desperate troops wintering at Valley Forge. The revolution is won after 8 years. 10% of colonial troops die, mostly from disease. Delaware, first to ratify the Constitution, George Washington is our initial president, then retires to Mount Vernon. The 19-month Lewis and Clark expedition starts near the confluence of the Missouri and Mississippi rivers. It covers 3,700 miles. The War of 1812, we get a new national anthem, but the White House is burned. The Monroe Doctrine protects both North and South America from European imperialism. 189 defenders die, but the tide of Texas independence is turned. The gold rush draws 300,000 to California. The first women's rights convention is held in Seneca Falls, New York. The Dred Scott case, filed in St. Louis, inflames the era's long-running anti-slavery fight. The Civil War, 3 million fight, 600,000 are killed. Lincoln is shot here and dies across the street. Iron horses tamed the West. The Chicago fire burns for 3 days. The first Kentucky Derby draws a crowd of 10,000. Mark Twain publishes The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. The Statue of Liberty is dedicated. Its formal name is Liberty Enlightening the World. About half the U.S. population attends Chicago's Columbian Exposition, and U.S. wins the 109-day Spanish-American War. The Boston Americans win the first World Series, and baseball becomes America's national pastime. San Francisco is rocked by a 42-second earthquake. World War I, 475 miles of trenches, 20 million lives lost. Women get the vote. Lindy and Babe Ruth are superstars, but the decade ends badly. The Empire State Building and Hoover Dam go up as the Great Depression dominates the decade. World War II, 60 of the world's 67 nations go to war. FDR dies in office. Afterward, the United Nations is formed. Rock and roll is here to stay. Eisenhower starts the interstate system. Cold War B-52s ready to deliver massive retaliation. The Cuban Missile Crisis, then a decade of gunshots from Dallas to Memphis to LA to Vietnam, but civil rights triumph and the Environmental Protection Act passes. The Arab oil boycott in 3 Mile Island, partial meltdowns that energize the environmental movement. ESPN and CNN start, John Lennon shot, and the stock market loses 22% of its value on Black Monday. The fall of the Soviet Union and the Gulf War triumph finds the U.S. as the world's only superpower, but domestic terrorism in Oklahoma City. Man-made and natural disasters, first 9/11, then Hurricane Katrina leaves New Orleans 80% flooded.